Today we're going to be talking about a whiskey that I probably should have gotten around to long before now. It's ubiquitous bourbon. Love the alliteration on that one. We're going to be talking today about this puppy. This is Buffalo Trace. Specifically, this is a miniature of Buffalo Trace. And it's everywhere. You can see this in bars across the UK. I would imagine bars across America as well. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Why haven't I covered this before? Well, there is a reason. I am not what some might consider to be an expert in any way, shape or form about anything in life, to be honest. But American whiskey is a particular blind spot, which is part of the reason why you might have noticed I don't skew much towards that. You know, if you want your American whiskey content, then Phil over at Whiskey Wednesday has you covered. There's also a ton of bourbon channels out there that will do a far better job than I ever could. So I'm just kind of laying the groundwork now that if you've clicked on this video wanting an expertise, tasting and sort of history of the distillery, you ain't going to get it here. And part of the reason why I'm not going to be doing that as well is that it's already been boxed off. I am very much late to the party when it comes to this one. So this is more for me than anything else. So, you know, you can watch if you want. That came out wrong. But yeah, you can stick around and kind of, you know, see what my take on this is. Now, I did quickly look up the history on this, and that was a mistake because there is no such thing as quick history with these guys. It's a bone of contention, but they pivot themselves as one of the oldest working distilleries, which means that they did survive Prohibition. They were one of the ones that gave out medicine, and they didn't just have to be Angostura bitters in order to do that. But over the long history of the distillery, they've picked up a few big names over the days. They've picked up George T. Stagg, they've picked up Blanton's, they've got Eagle Rare. They produce a lot of ubiquitous bourbons. I've got the full list over here. Let me just squint and have a look at that. What we got there? Col E.H. Taylor, that's another one. Old Charter Oak. Old Taylor. They do Peychaud's bitters, that's quite exciting. What the fuck does that say there? Thomas H. Andy. W.L. Weller. What's that? And one called Ancient Age, which is a straight bourbon. So that's good. That's Mo at the window. Is that Mo at the window? Yes, it is. Good, some entertainment. Oh, hello, grey one. Come, and you come. Oh, it's raining. Oh, soggy moggy. Yes, buddy. I'm going to drink some whiskey. I was quite looking forward to trying this, to be honest, because a lot of people that have spoken of it, let's keep that coming, have spoken of it in good terms. Then I came to pick up the bottle, and it's the finest plastic that money can buy. That is not normally your arbiter of quality, so I don't know what to expect from this. Now, I'm told that we can expect it to be older than 4 years because of how bourbon works. Again, not big up on the rules on these at all. Big blind spot, if I'm completely honest, and I'm sure you're picking up on that right now. They make it using magic and also like corn and rye and stuff, so that's fun. Yeah, I'm gonna actually get to the whiskey because, as I said, because so many people have covered this, I don't need to go into the normal researching side of things that I normally do on this, so I'm just going to coast. I'm just going to coast on this one and just be like, do you know what? It's out there. You've probably drank it already, so what are you listening to me talk about this for? And the answer is, you've got nothing better to do. So at least we're all on the same page on that one. There's like crisp, freshly cut red apples. There's a spice element to it as well, like pink peppercorns. And the smell that you get when you just hacked into a tree and went, oh, I shouldn't have done that. It smells delightful. There we go. There's news. I do this quite regularly. If this is your first video clicking on this, we're like, what? Is this guy serious? And the answer is not really, but just drink it, John. Oh my. For some reason I have the sensation in my nose that you get when you've eaten too much hot mustard. That's interesting. Whiskey doesn't usually do that to me. That's a new one. So it's spicy then. Interesting, it's quite tannic. I'm sticking with the raspberry notes. There's a lot of like ripe red fruits about it. Raspberry, strawberry, a little cherry. All kind of woody vanilla notes that I seem to have in every kind of whiskey. They're not here at all, but what I do have is a little bit of black pepper. There's a little bit of like cayenne, there's a little... It's got a lovely spice to it. There's a little bit of like a cassia bark kind of an element as well, kind of a dry spice. And there's a little bit of like, I don't want to say corn because it's obvious, so I'm going to say popcorn. There we go. It's a mellow corn, not like mellow corn, the whiskey, which I think is the last American whiskey I actually covered on this channel, but it's got a mellow corn flavour. Not the flavour of mellow corn, a corn that is mellow, and the flavour associated therein. Capiche? On the second sip, it's going a little bit briny. There's like a little coastal element to it. It's a lovely, wonderful sea salt kind of a note, combining with all those lovely red fruits, so strawberries, cherries, raspberries, touch of apricot as well. And then it's combining with that beautiful spice component. It's quite culinary, this whiskey, actually. I'm rather enjoying it. Again, the difference between cheap American whiskey and cheap Scotch whiskey is night and day. Like, you get like a £25 bottle of Scotch and you can expect to lose your eyesight by the end of the week. You get a cheap bottle of whiskey, like American whiskey, and you're like, oh my god, this shit is nuanced. I mean, they might practice infanticide on the regular, but they know how to make good whiskey, so that's something, I suppose. I'm loving the warming notes to it. It's got just this beautiful peppery salt. It's salt and pepper. It's salt and pepper. It's a wonderful saline, peppery, fruity experience. I'm not going to stick any water in this because I really don't think it needs it. No, it doesn't. It's delightful. It's maybe a little simple if I was to criticise it, but I mean, yeah, it's got... you know, it knows what it's about, and if you enjoy that particular kind of a flavour profile, then you're going to enjoy this. It's also quite different from a lot of scotches that I've had the opportunity to try. So that's something. I'm going to wrap this up now because this is bullshit, isn't it? That was Buffalo Trace. So, you know, hopefully that'll get the views rolling in or something, I don't know. It's got an animal on it, that's nice. Yeah, cool, it's brown. Comment down below. Was this phoned in? I feel like this was phoned in. I've had the bottle for a while, I just keep kind of glancing over it. I've got some Four Roses over there as well. Should I cover the Four Roses? Should I get my shit together and actually research that one? Maybe that would be an idea. Will it actually taste and smell of roses? Who knows? I doubt it. That'd be a surprise, to be honest. Thumb this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you aren't already, and do join me next time where I'll be drinking something else.